We first began Camp Invention in 1990. That was the first program. It was here in Akron, Ohio, in the basement of a museum that we had. 5 years later, in 1995, we had 8 programs, and we were reaching about 700 kids.
Yeah.
And a year later, we were at 80 programs, about 4,000 kids. So we were starting to, kind of take off through that. And the growth really did continue through there. Pre-pandemic in 2019, we were reaching about 178,000 children, and about a third of those, about 62,000, were underserved kids. And those programs were growing. Camp Invention was growing about 10% a year. And, obviously when that pandemic hit, that number took a huge hit. We still managed to reach about 100,000, just over 100,000 children in 2020. But, the condition of where we were at that point was just so strange. It was March when the pandemic hit. Our summer programs were just about to ship. And the model, for those who don't know about Camp Invention, was that we ship pallets of materials to schools across the country for that in-person collaborative learning. And for, boxed for 40 to 120 kids per program. So we had about 6 weeks to completely re-engineer what the model was going to be.
Yeah.
And that included rewriting all of the curriculum, changing from classroom sets to individual materials that we could ship to one child's home. That could be freestanding for kids that didn't have access necessarily to virtual programs or taught virtually. And then also training teachers, because for them, Zoom is so natural to us now, but at that point, most teachers and staff didn't have any idea how to use these platforms. So we were learning alongside them to try to support what was happening.